श्रीभगवानुवाच काम एष क्रोध एष रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विध्येनमिह वैरिणम्. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. The seeker will have to listen carefully because Shri Bhagavan is giving a reply to the query of Arjuna. This query is very much of all of us as well. It is desire, it is anger, born of the activity, all devouring, all sinful. Know this as the foe here in this world. Born of the activity, born of Rajoguna. This is Kama, desire. It is Krodha, anger. So are they two different or the same? We think that they are two different, but in fact, Krodha is the outcome of Kama itself. Anger is the outcome of desire. Desire is the want for an object, intense want for an object of my liking. And whatever comes on the way obstructs my achievement of the desired object makes me angry. So it is the obstruction which makes me angry. Now, first obstruction will be that the scriptures say that one must drop the desires. This obstruction itself makes me angry. So how am I going to learn from the scriptures? This puts me off. The gurus always will say, do not entertain your desires. Desires lead to sinful act. So the question comes up, without desiring, how can I act? Every action is propelled by a desire only. So the desire is the outcome of Rajoguna. Rajasic it is. That is what it is. For activity, I need Rajas. And if Rajas is the obstruction, is the cause for sinful act, then how am I to act? It is beyond our imagination that, in fact, sattvic tendency brings out better activity. Do we mean to say that there is no scope of action if one is sattvic? This is what we think. It is our misconcept. It is our wrong imagination. In fact, sattva is dynamic. Rajas is active, but sattva is dynamic. So, dynamic activity will be possible in sattvic tendency. And desiring for an object means there is disturbance already. So, agitated activity will be outcome of rajasic tendency. So, this itself makes it clear that the desire is the outcome of Rajoguna, and if an activity is supported by or propelled by desire, then there is a fault lying under every activity motivated by the desire. So, what is the sin? The sin is the Rajoguna itself. So one has to transform Rajas into Sattva, so the activity will be motivated by Sattvic tendency. A Sattvic thought will be free from doership and attachments. A Rajasic thought will be attached to the fruit of action, so there will be tremendous doership and there will be agitation in the mind. So this will bring not perfection in action, so there will be imperfection in action. So the yoga is broken. So yoga karma sukaushalam was told earlier by Bhagavan already. So if there is no connection with the divine, then definitely one is connected with the evil ego. When ego is the force behind my activity, then the doership is there and ego is connected with Rajoguna. So definitely there will be agitation during the performance of action. Mahashano, it is all devouring. Mahapapma, and it is extremely sinful. All sinful. This is my enemy. So, who's my enemy? Desire is my enemy. Why this enemy is in me? Because I'm entertaining my thoughts by Rajoguna, by Rajasic tendency. The mind-intellect equipment is basically made up of Sattvic Guna. But I contaminate it with Rajoguna. The Rajoguna actually has made my prana and my karmendriya, my 5 organs of action. They should be propelled by Rajoguna, all right. But the mind-intellect equipment and my organs of perception are made up of Sattvic Guna. Why do I contaminate those with Rajoguna? So, the seeker will have to work in this way that the mind remains free from Rajas. Otherwise, the actions will be sinful. What is the sin? The sin is doership. To learn this, the scriptures have taught us the practices of puja, japa, dhyana. This is the way we have to transform ourselves from rajas to sattva. If I am tamas oriented, that is, if my mind intellect equipment is contaminated with tamasic guna, then I'll be a non-performer. I'll be dirgha sutri. That is, that I will keep delaying my action. So the Guru said, start reading the scriptures right away. Yes, yes. Ideally, yes. So at that time I thought, yes, that's true. But the moment I went home, I'll say, yes, yes, from tomorrow I will surely start reading the scriptures. But that tomorrow never came. Why? Because my mind intellect is contaminated with tamas. So tomorrow never came. Suppose I am Rajasic. So the Guru said, I am Rajasic means my mind intellect equipment is Rajasic. So the Guru said, start reading the scriptures right away. Oh yes, sure. So the moment I went home, I opened up the scriptures and left everything else and started reading the scriptures. Day after day, day after day. But I never gave it a thought that what am I reading? I am not reading with a calm mind. Because I have to read, I have to read. I have to read. And then I came back with the answer. Gurudev, I have started reading the scriptures. I have read this, I have read that. So Gurudev is not ruffled by our type of answer, no? So Gurudev will say, oh, so you have finished so many texts. But have the texts finished you? Huh? This ego has become more strong and powerful that I have been reading this and that. Now let me know what next should I read. This is Rajasic. So even this kind of reading won't help. So the intellect has accepted the ideal situation that I have to read the scriptures. But the tamasic is in this way and the rajasic is in that way. It has to be a sattvic kind of treatment. No? So the sattvic person went back home and made a routine of when to read. Every day I'll give this much of time to read the scriptures in a proper manner. I'll think upon what I read. So I need time. So it will be a different kind of reading altogether. So the action seems to be similar, but there is a lot of difference. Why? Because what is propelling this act? This is my tendency which is forcing me into it. So the error of omission and then the error of commission, both tamasic and then rajasic. And then it will become free from errors. That will be sattvic reading. When one starts on the basis of sattvic tendency, then the scriptures will have right impact on the seeker. Till then, we'll still have to carry on, because we can't stop reading by saying, oh no, first I have to become sattvic, then only. How will I become sattvic? How will I transform? How will I change my way of thinking if I don't take help from the scriptures? So again, that will be important. Let me deal with my enemy within me in a dynamic way and in a proper systematic manner, without which this enemy is going to remain in me. Now, 3 examples are being taken by Sri Krishna to explain how desire covers my knowledge. It is not that the knowledge is less or more in different people, but it is the covering which is different in different people, because of which the truth, the supreme, remains veiled. Because of which the knowledge remains veiled. Because of which there is delusion.